Welcome to the SDA Housing Podcast, brought to you by NDIS Property Australia. Before starting this episode, we need to provide a general disclaimer. Information contained in this podcast is general in nature only. It does not take into account the objectives, financial situation, or needs of any particular person. You need to consider your financial situation and needs before making any decisions based on the information in this podcast. And you should consider seeking independent and professional advice for your personal circumstances. All right, let's begin.
Hello everybody, my name is Debbie from NDIS Property Australia, and you're listening to the SDA Housing Podcast, a show that explains, highlights, guides and brings awareness about all things SDA in this ever-changing NDIS world. We are so excited to have Tania Gomez back on another episode. Hi Tania.
Hey Debbie.
Great to have you back. You weren't here long ago talking all about pricing arrangements, the NDIS issues, pricing issues that are going on. But we've got a very different topic to discuss today, and that is the SIL summits that you have been running throughout the year.
Yeah, absolutely. We've done SIL summits now in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide and Perth, and we had 600 people across all of those events, so it's been a bit of a whirlwind. And now we're prepping for our national 2-day SIL summit, which is on the Gold Coast on the 25th and 26th of September, which NDIS Property Australia have been kind enough to sponsor our welcome drinks on the Wednesday, the 24th.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. And I believe you've got us down for speaker slots on both of those days too.
Yeah, correct.
Which will be really good. And we did speak at the Brisbane Summit and met some great people on the day, mainly SIL providers who attended. But go back and walk us through the different state events that you have held. They've all finished now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all finished, yes.
Yeah. So like who were the speakers and what sort of topics and who attended and what was it all about?
Yeah, so we break our days into segments. So we start the day with State of Play, which is a panel of providers and other experts where we talk about all the challenges. And so at the moment, that really focused on payments, payment locks, payment freezes, upcoming changes, insecurity in the sector, and really how are providers navigating that? How are they dealing with all of this change? And the panels are my favorite part of the day because you get so much value out of 3 to 5 different people's opinions. And so, that's how we start, is state of the sector. We then go into what I call the boring but important part of the day, which is about the requirements. And so I talk about compliance and, making sure we're meeting compliance requirements, which as a SIL provider is actually quite challenging because there's so many different layers of compliance. We've got the practice standards, we've got state-based rules in every state. We've got in some states, you've got extra community visitors requirements. You've also got work cover rules, building code rules. And sometimes you even have council requirements. If you're on a council that determines a SIL to be a boarding house. So there's so many different layers of compliance. So we talk about that. We also talk about things like SHADS award, other requirements. We had Bruce Bromley, the co-author of the design guidelines, come to a number of the sessions and talk about fire safety, which always, gets everyone's attention. When we talk about, keeping people alive inside SIL and emergency management. The next section is around how do we really uplift SIL. And so we talk about the operational side of things. We've done some case studies in different cities of different providers really showcasing their journeys and how they are redefining what SIL looks like. And that's something I'm really passionate about because there's no guideline currently. There's nothing that tells you what good SIL looks like. And so it's really up to the market to determine that and to outline what the expectation is and to lift the standard. And we have seen that. And I think we saw that in SDA first. We saw SDA providers come out and develop amazing, beautiful homes, and they'll all of a sudden SIL lift their game. And that's how it should be. That's what a demand-driven market should do, is create the best product out there for people with disability to live in. And that's kind of what that section is about. And then in the afternoon, we always do growth. So we always talk about branding, marketing, positioning, growth strategies, and it changes in every state. I try to bring local people to every state so that they can connect with the room and provide services and support them afterwards. But generally, that's kind of how our day is. And then we do networking drinks where everyone gets to meet each other and create those connections, which is also very important.
Fabulous, Tania. So obviously you have a lot of different SIL providers predominantly coming to the events, but are there other attendees that you found were you weren't expecting to come along?
We had quite a lot of support coordinators come who wanted to learn more about SIL and what good SIL could look like. We do get a number of SDA providers because obviously they want to meet SIL providers and they want SIL providers to learn what good SIL looks like so that they can partner with the right people. And they're predominantly, and then of course people looking to become a SIL provider. So there might be a core supports provider currently looking to move into SIL. But it's always a really great mix of people who just want to do things better. And that's what I really enjoy about it, is it's the people who aren't there to do the bare minimum. They aren't the ones that are looking to take advantage of participants. They're really trying to set themselves apart by delivering really high quality service. So yeah, that's kind of who attends.
Yeah, it was definitely a mix when we were at the Brisbane one. And it was a really good networking opportunity as well, not just at the drinks afterwards, but during the lunch and on the tables, chatting to the various people. So I thought it was a fantastic event. Now, you had a sponsor, Resolve, because it was actually titled the Resolve SIL Summit. So who were the main partners with you? So obviously Resolve was one.
Yes, we have 3 sponsors across all of the summits, which is Resolve, and Resolve help SIL providers with their rostering and claiming, and they've helped providers find thousands of dollars, we say down the back of the couch, just from not having the right rostering and claiming set up. So it's a really great partnership with Resolve. They actually co-designed the whole summit. We had the idea together. I ran with it, but they then sponsored to show their support. And I believe they're sponsoring again next year, which is great. We then have Visual Care as our sponsor, and they are, they're really great sponsors as well. They have an amazing system to help SIL providers and do some really great things around rostering inside Visual Care, which makes things simpler for them. And then we have Able Digital Wellness. And what Scott at Able has created is this amazing tool that helps SIL homes be healthier. And so they do that with nutrition and food and community to really help support workers to get participants to be more active. And that's because Scott's nephew lives in a SIL home, and he gained about 30 kilos within 3 months of being in SIL. He tells a funny story about, every morning he would have, 10 Red Bulls for breakfast and, whatever chocolate, whatever he wanted, exercising, choice and control in his first living away from home experience. And it just created a whole lot of challenges for him around his behaviors and around other behaviors they'd never seen in him. And so Scott took it upon himself to try and find a solution for all the people who live in SIL. And the reason for that is that we really forget about human needs when someone moves into SIL. We define them by their disability and forget that they've actually got human bodies that still need things like exercise and diet to remain healthy. And still the lifespan of someone living in disability housing is so much shorter, and there's no reason for that other than lifestyle related items. So yeah, there are sponsors for the whole of the SIL summits, and then for the National SIL Summit we have some extra sponsors. We've got a tech innovation showcase with some extra people showcasing some really cool tech in the space. We have NGS Property Australia as our sponsor for our welcome drinks. We have a lanyard sponsor, which is Network Infinity, who does selling of NGS businesses, and Via Technology, who help providers set up their technology. So we've got a number of extra sponsors this time, which I'm really excited to see them showcase their products to SIL providers.
Awesome. Now, you mentioned that this is going to be happening again next year. Is this the first year you've done these?
The second year, yes.
This is the second year already. So this is well and truly an annual thing now.
Oh, apparently, yes. I had a sponsors dinner. A lot of work, isn't it? It's a lot of work, and it doesn't make a lot of money. But I had a sponsors dinner after we finished our last round of the last 5 events, and I was like, let's just do one a year, guys. And everyone was like, no, Tanya, we love it. We want to keep doing it. So I'm still deciding if we just do an annual one next year or if we do the whole series. But we had 100 people in every event. It's very well frequented. I've been told that we need to keep doing it because SIL needs something about them. So there's nothing else like that out there. There's nothing that caters for disability housing specifically. There's SDA specific stuff, but there's nothing for SIL providers, and it's so complex. So I'm still trying to decide how big we do it next year, but we'll do something for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I was going to ask. Having all the sponsors wanting to come back and do it again, I guess they value the importance of providing events like this.
Yeah.
So, why? Obviously, you said because there is no other real sort of forum for SILs to come together and learn and network with others and just get information that they would maybe never get anywhere else. I know that some of the presenters, you were talking about Able Digital, and I just thought when I was listening to him speak, wow, that is just something that you never hear about. It is really important information.
Yeah, it is. And my mission is to educate, inspire, and connect. And the SIL Summits do all three. They educate, they inspire people, and they connect the sector together. So I feel like I always have to continue doing it in some regard. We just have to kind of maybe fix the business model, because when I'm traveling around to 6 cities in 5 weeks, it just puts a hole in all the other things that we do, and means that I'm letting my clients down in other parts. So I kind of just need to figure out how we can keep doing all of the things. Yeah, because there's so many things I love to do. It's just trying to make it sustainable so that I'm not, letting other people down at the same time. There's only one of me at the end of the day.
There is only one of you. But Tania, you are so accomplished and you have done so much in your life already. I'm sure you will definitely find a way of managing to fit them in successfully into your schedule.
Yeah. I think this year we did the International Women's Day events in 3 cities right before we started the SIL Summit, and maybe that was just a little bit too much. We threw that in there last minute, and it was great. I had a great time at the International Women's Day events. It's so different because it was nothing NDIS. It was all about women and accomplishment, which was so good for my heart. But again, it was just probably too many events in a very short period of time.
It's a lot to be traveling around the country, and just the preparation that you have to go into yourself, your mindset to be there on the day and be present and be the best you can be.
Yeah. And I have 4 kids at home as well. So, I don't like missing, I have Fridays. Every Friday I take my daughter to dancing, and it's the last year before she starts school. And I don't like I don't like not taking her to dancing, and I don't like not being there for things. So it's a little bit of a balance, but I'm sure I think the value in it is so immense, and I really enjoy doing it, and I see the value for the sector. So it's definitely something we'll continue. We'll just, suck it up and put my big girl pants on and do it again.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Now, just give us a rundown of who is going to be. I'm not sure if you've got all of your speakers lined up as yet for the September 25th and 26th National SIL Summit on the Gold Coast, but just give us a rundown of who, what topics, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so I haven't looked in all the speakers yet. I am working through it, but I have worked out the segments of the day. So the first day starts with an update of where we're at and future directions. And our keynote speaker will be Yasser Zaki from TLC. If you haven't had the privilege of meeting Yasser, he runs a global disability business across multiple countries under multiple different brands, and he's just such an amazing person. He's going to be talking about how do we keep moving forwards as providers with so much change and uncertainty in such tough conditions, and hopefully very uplifting is what I'm hoping. And his story alone, coming to Australia as a migrant and building the largest NJS business in Australia in about 5 years, is amazing, and what he's accomplished is just phenomenal. So whenever he speaks, we get amazing feedback. So he's our keynotes for the first morning. We're then going to do regulatory changes, and hopefully by then we have SIL changes to talk about in the actual guidelines. I believe that there's going to be SDA changes in the design guidelines, so we're going to have Bruce Bromley speak about that. We're then going to have a panel of the co-authors of the Future-Proofing Your NGIS Business to talk about how we future-proof, and we're going to do an author signing. The next segment's then going to be about lifting the standard of housing. So we have you, Debbie, speaking about multi-purpose disability housing. We have Scott from ABLE talking about, I haven't got his topic yet, but something around healthy homes and how we lift the standard from within. We're going to be talking about accessible and inclusive housing and universal design. We're going to be talking about smart technology inside homes, and that's all around how we lift the standard. And then in the afternoon, we've got Showcasing Excellence, which is between 4 and 6 SIL providers sharing their model of how they do SIL differently. Then that night, we have the Red Carpet Gala Dinner hosted by comedian Ben Sorensen, which is going to be just awesome. It's a quiz style, trivia style. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's glam and glitz, so it's a red carpet experience. And then the second day is about innovation and technology. So we've got a tech showcase of between 4 and 6 different digital solutions for providers that they can use to streamline and simplify and innovate their businesses. And then the afternoon is opportunities, which is, again, you or Min speaking about growth opportunities through partnerships. We have other sessions around expanding into new markets and a whole lot of other around what are the opportunities in the space. So it's kind of day one is state of play and how we start lifting the standards and learn from each other. And day 2 is how do we use technology and innovation to keep us moving forwards.
I'm really excited about that red carpet event. I've got my dress lined up already.
I've got to lose about 5 kilos to get into my dress, so I've got enough time to do that.
It's not often we get to dress up and really fancy black tie evening, is it? So that'll be great. So obviously you've already selling tickets, but who would you like to see come along who maybe you didn't see well represented from the industry?
Yeah, I would love to see more SDA providers. I think it's a great opportunity for SDA to really understand what life is like for a SIL provider, to build those relationships, to see what good looks like so that they can tell if the SIL provider in their homes is doing all that they can. Because we know that the biggest reason that people leave SDA is actually because of the SIL providers. So if you can spot what good looks like, or you can encourage other practices that might mean that your participants are retained longer, it's actually in the SDA provider's best interest. So yeah, please, if you're an SDA provider, please come along. You can just buy tickets to the dinner. You could buy a table of 10, or you can just come individually. And yeah, it would be great to see more SDA providers, developers, builders, anyone who's really trying to understand the whole cycle of NDIS and how it fits and we have a lot of builders that came in the past who had immense value out of that as well. Even we've had some investors come in the past, again, just to learn a little bit more. So it's a great time to learn, to know exactly what's going on from the horse's mouth, and to create some really great connections. Because for me, the connections with people is actually the reason people keep coming back. The education is great. They come for the education, but they stay for the community and the network. And we see that by the number of repeat people who come to our events each time.
Fabulous. I'm very excited. We will definitely put the word out for everyone in our network to make the effort to book in and get to the Gold Coast on those dates. It's going to be an amazing event. I can tell you that personally from our experience. I guess it was about 6 weeks ago, wasn't it? The Brisbane SIL Summit. And yeah, really looking forward to it. Thanks, Tania. Have you got any last things you wanted to add?
No, I think the only thing is that everyone's welcome to come to the welcome drinks as well on the Wednesday if they're in the Gold Coast. I believe we were going to try to record a podcast episode, so that might be fun to try and get people involved somehow.
Absolutely, that will be good. Yeah, which is the evening that we're sponsoring, NDIS Property Australia. So looking forward to that. Okay, well, thank you so much, Tania. Really looking forward to this event coming up end of September. If anybody does want to book, where do they go to do that?
Yeah, they can go to taniagomez.com.au, and then just at the top of the website, it says National Summit, and you can click on there. The whole URL is taniagomez.com.au/SIL Summit National. But yeah, on the TGC website, you can find it there. Early bird is still on until the 30th of July, which is 20% off, and then tickets go up. So yeah, make good use of our early bird pricing.
Okay, fantastic. All right, Tania, well, thank you so much, and really looking forward to seeing you in a couple of months.
Yeah, I'll see you then. Thanks so much for your
Okay,
Debbie.
bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please make sure you are subscribed and following us so you can keep in the loop with all of our upcoming episodes. We would really appreciate it if you could leave us a 5-star rating, a written review, and to share this podcast with those that could benefit. Until next time, catch you on the next episode.